Hello, everybody. Hi, Frankie. How you doing, bud? I'm glad you see me because I don't see you, but I know you're there. Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to my channel. I'm Luna Wiz. Let's mute that. Okay, there we go. Hi, Darcy. Hello, Roxanne. Hi, Samantha and Tavia and Ellen Marie. Hello, darling, and Govinda Dean. Hello, and welcome to all of you. It's so good to see you here, Govinda. Everybody, it's so good to see you here. Oy vey. It's been a month, but I'm feeling good tonight and I'm so excited. You know, when I schedule one and it's getting closer, like within 2 hours, and it's becoming apparent that I'm gonna be able to do it, I get very excited. And I've missed you. I have missed you so much. So much going on, you know. I'm still having a lot of shoulder problems, so that's kind of a bummer. But last week, I have to apologize. The week before, I had said I will do a live on Thursday instead of Wednesday because of the birthdays. And Thursday rolled around and I was partied out. And to be just baldly honest, it never entered my mind the entire day. It was like later that evening, we're laying on the recliners watching TV, and all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, I was gonna do a live tonight. So I apologize for that. I wouldn't have been worth two shits and a damn. So you get me at peak tonight. So I'm so happy to see you all here. If you haven't checked into chat, if you're a subscriber, go on and check in. If you're not, hit the subscribe button, and 1 minute later, you have to wait one whole minute, you'll be able to join in the chat. Okay, and I'm seeing that I should have washed my glasses. Hold on. It'll drive me insane. That's better. Okay. So yeah, happy Lionsgate, happy Llamas, happy full moon, happy my birthday, happy everybody's birthday. So it's been the month of August kicked off partying, and we are continuing, sort of mildly. And you know, my daughter's birthday is the day after mine, and we've always done them separately, which is great when they're both on a weekend. But you know, when we were younger and people were working and stuff, we'd just kind of shove everything to the nearest weekend. And this time we were right in the middle of the week, so it's like, well, do one on one weekend and one on the next weekend, but then you have to do something on your birthday too. And did we ever? We had the best food. We had the best food the entire time, and it was really, really good. And when I say partied out, you know, it's not like I drink like a fish or anything. We had pina coladas last Sunday, and those were very good. I did get tipsy that night. I think the three oldies got tipsy that night. Laura, hi, sweetie. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, thank you. I want to make another pair of these. I'd like to, you know, rearrange the colors or something. So it's okay, Laura. It's just me babbling. Nothing important. Baba Yaga. Ooh, yeah, baby. So the whole Lionsgate thing. Now, you guys, if you know me, if you've been watching for a while, my attitude about portals is that a portal opens with every breath you take, and every morning when you open your eyes, it's a new portal. But of course I know that there are energy convergences. Of course I do. And Leo season is when the sun's energies really infuse us all. You know, it's the peak of harvest time. It's from, Leo season is from the first harvest at Lammas to the second harvest at Mabon. And then, of course, Samhain is the third and final harvest. So this bringing forth this abundant, just celebration of life energy is really there for all to be felt. Now, you know, we talk about Lionsgate. What about people in the southern hemisphere? The sun is not at its peak down there. So, you know, it's all relative, but there's something to be said that when a whole bunch of people have their minds pointed towards something with a certain vibe, that it actually creates an event of energy. So, you know, whichever way you look at it, Happy Lionsgate. So I was hearing somebody say the 8-8 and then 8-17 and 8-26, because those are things that all add up to eights. And 8 really is like the height of manifestation. 4 is that beginning of manifestation, the 4 square, 4 elements, but 8 is like achievement and building a structure and things coming to fruition and all that kind of stuff. Hi, Pink. Thank you. Welcome. I love that. Pink divination. That's wonderful. So let's, how about we do a grounding? Let me pull myself up out of the way. Do I want to be in the middle or on the side tonight? Go pop myself in the middle here. Okay. So, if you have the elements close to you on your altar or otherwise, bring them in. So when we do the elemental blessing at the beginning like this is the preparation. This is like casting a circle. We are bringing all of the elements to the forefront and all the parts of ourselves to the forefront. So by air and fire, I purify and charge this space. And by invoking the element of air, we bring in the intellect and the mind. We bring in clarity and inspiration, logic, and the creative thought process. And with fire, we bring in passion and creativity and light and vision and will. And by water and salt, by water and earth, may you be blessed and made whole. And with water, we bring in our connection to each other as humans, our connection to the earth through the waters. Without water, there is no life. And through the earth, we manifest, we gain manifestation. What it means to be manifest is to be in the flesh. You can touch it if it's manifest, okay? So by water and earth, may we be blessed and made whole. And by the sound of the bell, fair warning, sometimes I hit harder than I want to. By the sound of the bell, we first of all clear any negativity from the space around us. Feel the air molecules aligning with the sound of the bell. If you have your own bell, please go ahead and ring it. Just feel everything aligning. And when things align and lock in together, anything that does not fit, that does not belong, is gone. One more time. And now, sit comfortably on the surface that you're on. Get yourself in a position where you are, where your legs and your ankles are not crossed and your arms are not crossed. You can just rest your palms on the tops of your thighs or beside you if you're lying down, whatever's comfortable for you. But make sure that your spine is straight. Take a moment to roll your shoulders back and your shoulder blades down. Kind of hug them in around your spine. And then let your breath all the way out. And then in easily. Draw it in easily and slowly and fully, and just watch how full it gets as you expand your belly. And when you reach the peak of that breath, let it flow out again. And exhale all the way, emptying your lungs. And then it begins again. And now continue to breathe easily and deeply, and only as deep as you can easily, okay? No straining. Just kind of sink into your body. And then let your body breathe on its own. Let your lungs breathe in a nice relaxed fashion, and turn your attention to your skin. And pay attention to what you feel touching your skin, whether that's the air or your clothes or the blanket you're on. Pay attention to the temperatures that are around your skin. Is there a part of your body that feels very cool and another one that feels warmer? And bring your thoughts, bring the energy of your mind down into your body and inhabit your whole body. It's kind of like you can look out through your belly button. You're right smack in the center of your body is where your awareness and consciousness is. As you breathe from that point. And now turn your attention to the very base of your spine. And feel the chakra there begin to vibrate, begin to buzz, begin to spin and open. And as it does, you feel yourself pulled towards the earth. You feel yourself anchored as your root or your cord grows down into the earth. And as you continue to breathe, make the intention that any energy that is not necessary for my present and current well-being is free to leave. Whether that energy is stress, whether that energy is fatigue, pain, sorrow, whatever it is that you do not need in this moment in your body, just allow it to fall down into the earth. Those are heavy energies, and as you breathe and begin to feel lighter in your body, you can feel the density of these things that do not benefit you, that do not belong to your body, falling out. They fall down, and as they get to the level of the base of your spine, they just kind of swirl down the drain. And as those energies leave your body, you notice how much lighter you are feeling. As they leave, you notice how much space is between all of the cells, all of the atoms in your body. So much space. And you feel yourself expand. And as you do so, you feel a rush of earth energy come up that cord and flood into your body. It floods down your legs, rushing down to your toes, and it begins to flood your lower belly and your lower back, and it begins to rise, rise, rise up through your mid-back, torso, chest, up into your upper back and shoulder blades, and you feel it rush down your arms to your fingertips, and your fingertips feel like they actually light up. As they do, your toes light up too. Think of Beauty and the Beast. And just let that earth energy flow in. You can contain an infinite amount of this energy because it's what you're made of. And now release your breath all the way, and on the next in-breath, really pull up that earth energy and see it going to exactly the places that need healing, that need grounding, that need wholeness. You feel that earth energy going there, and you release the breath and hold the energy. Another deep breath, pull up that earth energy. Feel it just gravitating to everywhere it's needed. Release your breath. Another deep breath, pull up that earth energy. And then breathe it out through the crown. And see how big the sphere is as it arcs down around you. It comes out your crown and arcs all the way around you. And since we were expanding before, notice how big this sphere is to encompass all your energy. And it comes down, down, down around you. And it sinks into the earth, and then it hugs that grounding cord and flows back down. So you've got this infinite, constant flow of earth energy through your body. And know that this circuit continues whether you are thinking about it or not. And as you go throughout your day, whenever it is, you feel yourself need grounding, all you have to do is think of this meditation to flash into it and be protected in this sphere. And now feel the crown of your head and feel it open up, and as it does, cosmic energy comes pouring in. The first thing is light blue sky, and then comes the darker blue of space, and then the silver of the stars, the gold of the sun. A whole broad spectrum of every frequency of light, sound, and color comes pouring into your body, pouring in. And as it joins with the earth energy, you feel them attracted like magnets, and they snap together and spin, spin, spin. And as they spin, they are flashing out healing energy. Feel them flow down. Feel the tingle flowing down, 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 down into your shoulders, down into your arms, down, down, down through your body, down, 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 down to your hips and flowing down your legs. And then that cosmic energy, send it down your grounding cord just until it meets the surface of your sphere, and then it comes up the outside and back up into the sky. Release your breath again. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale, and as you do, push a ring of that sphere out. As you push it out, it instantly connects with all the other spheres of all the other people that are doing this meditation, whether in this particular time or sometime in what we call the future. When you step into the ethereal realm, into the spiritual realm, time and space disappear. And now let's invite into this circle our guides and guardians, allies and ancestors. If you would like to name your guides, name them, invite them in. Think about the ancestors whose millions, literally millions of people, all of whose bloodlines ended up in you. And we thank them for their presence here and for their assistance in bringing us through the messages we need tonight. And finally, let's invite in the energy of the lion. See a portal in your mind, see a door opening, a golden gate wide. And on the other side is just golden light of the sun, and you see a golden lion sitting there, and we invite her energy in, his energy in, their energy in. We invite in Sekhmet, the lion-headed goddess. Right. Now, we've got enough energy going on. Let's come back to the time and space here. I offer all of these wonderful beings. I thank you for your attention. I offer you fresh water. I offer you the fire of Azrael. And I offer you my gratitude. I want to give a big thank you and a shout out to the state of Ohio. We did our job yesterday and we defeated another fucking power grab from another conservative state, and it's happening across the country. People are coming out in droves to push for constitutional amendments that guarantee reproductive health rights to women, and in our case, push against them trying to block us from making those kinds of amendments. So thank you to everyone who's fighting the good fight, and thank you for the indictment on my birthday. Oh my God, that was the best birthday present ever, you guys. Fucking indictment. What could be better? Anyhow, hi Marcy. Hello, hello. Yes, two of your favorite cat decks. So I have a very interesting story. So I'm going to introduce you to the Oracle decks, and then I will tell you about the Tarot. The first is the Wild Woman Oracle. This is Cheyenne Zarate, I believe. And then the next oracle is a birthday present. This is the Wild Woman Rising Oracle that Roxanne sent me. Thank you so much, Roxanne. And then, oops, let's put that one away. And then the Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracle. So I was thinking about who wants to come play tonight, and I'm thinking, lions. What do I have? Lions, and I almost picked the Isis Oracle from Alana Fairchild, and that was, it's kind of like, what decks have Shekhemet in it, and any Egyptian. It's just like no. And then it's like, okay, what is Lionsgate about? And Wild Woman Oracle. First of all, Wild Woman Rising. It's like, okay, yes, she needs to be here, and then the other Wild Woman, and then the Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. And it's like, oh hell yeah, oh hell yeah. So this is Cat's Eye Tarot, and that is by Deborah M. Given, DVM. And I forgot to say, Angie Sullins, Gina Della Grottaglia's Wild Woman Rising, and Deep, Dark, and Dangerous is Stacey DeMarco and Kinga Britchke. Okay, so Cat's Eye, Pagan Cats, and Grimalkins, which this was a gift also from Tavia. Thank you. Not for this birthday, but this was a gift she got me a while back. All right, so I'm pulling out cat decks, and the competition was fierce. And it's like, okay, who wants to be, I looked at one, and it's like I was just looking through their readability and stuff, and so picking through, and then I had these three and one others, and it's like, okay, who's staying and who's going? So first of all, I had Grimalkins, and I shuffled and said, okay, give me a card for tonight. And I got the Five of Cups. Then I picked up the Pagan Cats deck, and I said, okay, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. What about tonight? And I was shuffling and then splitting the deck, and I split the deck, and I got the Five of Cups. So I thought, well, that's fun. Obviously, these two want to play together. And first of all, I'm thinking, oh shit, is there going to be some reason I have to cancel? So I took the third deck, the Cat's Eye, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Okay, what about you? What do you have to say? And I felt myself drop into a slot, and I'm thinking, this is going to give me something, but no way. And I opened it to the Five of Cups. So, yeah, baby, these decks are here to play. They came for it. And so what is the message here? It's a message of loss. The way the Grimalkins describes it is loss due to your own carelessness, talking about the cat just sort of carelessly knocking these cups over because he liked the sound of hearing them fall, but then he's, the milk is getting lost here because he ran out of cups to fill. So it's kind of like regrets and looking at, sorrow and loss because of your own actions. And also just kind of what mindset. Are you focusing too much on what is lost and not what remains? You know, as things change, and things are changing rapidly, as always, necessarily things die. You know, new things come, old things die. We have to constantly be keeping up on what is it that I need to let go of emotionally, what emotions need to be flowing for me. But then we check in on, am I focusing on that too much? So what emotions do I need to move through so I can let go of them mentally, right? But yeah, this was Fun City. I'm going to shuffle them out now. Let's see who's here. Psychic medium Helen Jane. Hello, darling. Welcome. Okay, I'm just shuffling out the Fives of Cups. It was interesting to read the Five of Cups in each of these books, and their slightly different vibe, you know. Okay. Shuffle this one out. But, you know, it was one of those feelings of, yeah, it couldn't possibly, but there's that unmistakable feeling of in the slot, in the pocket, you know, in the zone, whatever you want to call it. And I felt it arrive. It was great. Okay, Grimulkins babies. We have the Magic 13 watching right now. Yay. All right. Come here. Come here, you guys. Yes, I want you to go back in the deck. Five of Cups. Okay. Now, time for a sip or a chug of the rest of my coffee. In my Bastet cup, of course. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Astrodice. You go, 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 Astrodice. Astrodice bombs away. Okay, sorry, guys. I came to play tonight, too. We would like to play. Ah! I caught it. Okay. Mercury in Aries in the 5th house. Okay. This is like mental play and exercise and competition. Mercury in Aries is about that key plan, the plan of going ahead, taking the point, you know, forging new territory mentally, taking the intellect boldly forward. And 5th house is creativity and play. That's Leo's house. So there's the Lionsgate house, is the 5th house. Play, recreation, childlike activities. Leos, you hear the stereotypical things that are attributed to Leo, is that, you know, the dignity kind of thing, you know, but then also the ability to get on the floor and roll around with the kids and be goofy and silly and have fun, you know. It's not like the I think maybe Capricorn, where there's, you know, that sense of authority and achievement, but it's very serious. With Leo, no, it ain't so serious. We know how to have freaking fun. So, okay, let's forge some new territory. And I want to say, I don't know if you guys can see here, I kind of covered it up. This is a beautiful Labradorite heart, and inside the lotus is a beautiful little egg that dear Samantha gifted me with for my birthday, in addition to some other bits and bobs, and she's got the best bits and bobs ever. Right. Oh, it keeps flooding over. Oh well, I'm going back up there anyhow. Okay, so are we ready to explore? Are we ready for, you know, to forge ahead with new ideas? It's also communication, being very forward and bold and upfront with your communication and doing it in a playful way. So here's the blueprint for our guides and guardians and our, my reading guides tonight as we're here to play. We are definitely here to play. Okay, who is coming up first? 4. That is Wild Woman Rising. And in my birthday haul video, I actually left a deck out. The Magical Botanical was my second birthday present. Oh, I forgot. I have to shuffle these upside down. No, one can never have too many bits and bobs or jars. I've actually started throwing away my little orange medicine jars or recycling them. It hurts me. I wish I could take them back to the pharmacy, One more because that felt so good. Ah! Okay, we're going to leave her out. We're going to leave her out. And Samantha, all the stuff in that bag was just so wonderful. All the little pendants and the little bottles, and what fun. Okay, let's see who flew out here. Remember kindness is what it says. Okay, so in everything we do, when we are looking at forging ahead, and Lionsgate is about leadership. Look at all the Leo things. Leadership and creativity and, dignity and innocence, freedom, that freedom of creative spirit. And Leos also know, at least when we grow up, we learn that, do you see them flying out here? We learn that to lead means to go first. That instead of telling people what to do, you show them and say, follow me. The quintessential boss, or I want to say the stereotypical boss, is the one of, or when you're thinking of like hierarchies, the ones of I make the plans and I send others to do my dirty work. Well, Leo is down there at the ground level. It's one of the first 6 signs. So it is at a more fundamental level. And that leadership is about watch me, because that's Leo, right? Watch me, mommy, watch me. So it really is about letting someone watch us and using our behavior to lead and to show the way. So we have remember kindness, and then for the second one that leaped out was leap. And then we have hold true to your vision. So we are being called now to activate what our vision is and just shove forward, leap forward, rather than kind of waiting. The time of waiting is done. It's kind of like, look what's been happening in Leo season just politically and stuff, is all of these cases are dropping, boom, 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 all of a sudden action. All of a sudden after this long waiting period, things are going boom, 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 boom. Well, it's happening that way for us too. I have a long-standing thing going on in my life that suddenly there is movement. So even while we've got all these planets retrograde and we are in the shadow of a Mercury retro, which turns on the 23rd, it is still activation time. And where does it start? It starts with your thoughts and your plans. So what thoughts have you had ruminating around? And you've kept them up here. Get them down here. Get them on paper. Get them into form. Manifest. Remember, manifest means to be in form. So time to get it out of your head and into motion to create, in order to create. We take the leap, but we have to remember that we're not leaping in order to land on somebody else. All right? Remember to engage our compassion and our kindness and hold true to our vision. We're not going to let people knock us off. All right, I am going to go to the book here. This is a moment to take action. Contemplation is done. Consideration is over. Your heart song already knows what needs to happen. Now is the time to take a leap of faith. It's okay if you can't see exactly what's up ahead. That's why it's called faith. Sometimes the frog jumps without knowing there's another lily pad to land on, but he knows the buoyancy of the water will hold him. It's the same with you. Take the leap, and if you don't land on solid ground, soul will hold you. There's nothing you can do and nowhere you can go that exceeds the reach of soul, so go for it. When we take risks, honoring the direction of our heart-strong, wild woman rises. Our heart song, Wild Woman Rises. So yeah, the risks, the mental risks, and Mercury too is about logistics, scheduling. So it's time to schedule that thing, and I'm here, they're hollering in my ear right now. There's something I need to do. So okay, I get it. I hear you. I'm acknowledging. But it's about, you know, your day to day. All right, if I'm manifesting this, how have I made space for it in my life, in my day to day activities, in the you know, the play of my day, the agenda of my day? Is there room for this thing that I am ready to manifest? Okay. All right, I'm catching up with some messages. Well, they were wonderful, Samantha, my dear. Loyal and generous and inspire others. Thank you, Tavia. Yes, yes, loyal. You got that right, man. You have to like fuck with a Leo over and over and over again before we finally let go. That's right, Darcy. If you want to be a great leader, you got to know how to follow. In a wolf pack, the leader is not the biggest, strongest, smartest. The leader is the one who plays at the hunt, who is fun. And the most intelligent ones are the ones that, you know, they say that a mark of intelligence in animals is how much they play. And Samantha says, the mark of a true master, mistress, leader is not how many followers they have, but how many of their followers go on to be leaders themselves. Amen, Samantha. Yes. Hand on. It's not about like hoarding what you know and letting the, you know, the righteous few in on it and gatekeeping who has access and all that. Leo is about putting it out there to everyone. Like Tavia said, generosity. It's about giving it out there. Let's all do this together. And then supporting other people in their strengths. You know, when they take their lead, it's going to look different with strength. Remember your ancestors. Hold their stories in your hands like raw, beating treasure. You are alive because of someone's generosity and kindness. When you could not care for yourself, someone carried you. Remember this kindness and pass it on as a living legacy. For when kindness is shared, memories are kindled and Wild Woman rises. So there's another validation of sharing our gifts and sharing what we know. Then we have hold true to your vision. Only you know the sacredness of your vision, which means that you have to consult your inner guide for directions. Expect those directions to run counter to what others are doing. Stay the course. You can't blaze your own trail while following someone else's footsteps. No one can understand your vision as well as you can, because it has been gifted to you in particular with your genius, gifts, vulnerabilities, and foibles. You're uniquely qualified for the job, so go for it. When we trailblaze in the name of authenticity, Wild Woman rises. So, being a leader doesn't necessarily mean you will have followers. It just means to stay true to your vision and follow your path. You know? Okay. All right. I think we've got the message from those. What a wonderful deck. All right. Who's up next? Sound? Uh-oh, what's the matter with sound? Hold up. It came back. Okay. I've had some things going on with my new computer. Okay. Well, just yeah, holler if it happens again. I hope there wasn't a whole lot left out there. Anyhow, we rolled number 3 this time. Pagan cats. Okay. I was really appreciating today when I was looking at my stacks of Los Scarabeo decks, how they are all the same size. All the classic ones anyway. Okay. All right. Okay, we have Queen of Wands, 10 of Cups, and Ace of Wands. Okay, Queen of Wands, talk about Lionsgate. Look at her. Look at the sunflowers. This is about, you know, your creative spirit, again, just shining as brightly as it can. This is about giving voice to your passions, about letting yourself be carried away by inspiration, by ideas. That, you know, Mercury in Aries is about, hey, we could do this or we could do that, and let's go, you know? So, and in the 5th house again of creativity, this is that, hold on. Queen of Wands is about, yes, let's go. And she is the water of fire. So it is about committing to your inspired vision, investing in it emotionally to bring it to fruition. And then we've got 10 of Cups, which is emotional fruition, culmination, having that wonderful fulfillment of having seen a creative vision through. My particular one right now is I've made like 16 of these goddesses. Maybe I'll, when I make myself big again, when I bigger myself, I'll show it to you. Every time I wear one, somebody says something. So I've just started making them, and I love them so much. And it's so satisfying. That's 10 of Cups is just, satisfying. And then we have the Ace of Wands. So, and then we start again, and then we do another one. The Knave of Wands, there's the World in the middle, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, Knave is page. Okay, sorry. So, the Knight of Wands, go, 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 or the Knave of Wands is again. And this here is talking about something new. You don't have to be a master or an expert at your chosen thing, creative thing, in order to get satisfaction from it, and in order to put it out there. So it says start something new is the Ace of Wands. And the Knave of Wands is there's that excitement when you start something new, and also allowing yourself to change your mind. You know, ooh, I'm really attracted to this and I want to try it. And then you try it and go, yeah, maybe not, you know? Like, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, I think. I decided I was going to learn how to crochet, and I'd bought a couple books on it before, but, you know, then it's like, hey, YouTube, found this great woman, and she taught this one stitch, and I made this nice big long scarf, and it was very good, if I have to say so myself. My my friend who has a business crocheting saw it, and she said, if that's your first piece, then you got it, because my stitches were all even. But once that was done, I was like, okay, that was fun. It was great, you know, watching TV and riding in the car and everything, just for an ADD person, fidget, it was great. But it didn't catch me. And the beading has caught me. So you can try things and go, yeah, that was fun, and looky what I made, and then put it away forever. It doesn't have to stick with you forever. The Knight of Pentacles over here is the knight that doesn't go anywhere. So hold on. We have the World here, something coming to completion. And look, 10 of Cups in the World. It's bringing things to completion. Then we have the Four of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. Okay, hold on a second here. All right. So we have kind of that rush of inspiration and culmination and that satisfaction. And then it's like, okay, what comes next? What is the new project going to be? What's the new thing I want to try? And then this is the first steps in trying that. And then the World in the center, I'm going to go around it first. The Knight of Pentacles says then we slow down when we find the thing that really does stick. We can slow down and take our time. Take our time ruminating. Look, it's a ruminant, the goat. Take our time working through the steps of something. The World here is talking about just bringing something to completion again. And sort of wringing it out all out, getting everything you want out of it. All right. Four of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. So here's where things slow down when we get materialistic about it. Things begin to slow down until they come to a stop. This can also talk about, you know, it's kind of a journey through sort of your creative process. And then talking about when you really have it down to the steps. This talks about sharing those steps, passing it down to someone. This can also talk about supporting someone else's learning. But we need to be able to share. The Four of Pentacles can be, you know, I'm going to sit on everything I've got. But would we rather do that, or would we rather share what we have? And this is talking directly to me right now, because I'm in the middle of getting rid of so much fabric. And I'm thinking about what am I really going to do? You know, I've been holding on to this particular thing forever. What am I really going to make out of that? You know, and to get it gone. But then we get the High Priestess here. And she's talking about more information to come. Let me see here. The Two of Pentacles. Okay, I'm going to start taking some hits. I want to see. We have the Ace of Pentacles on top of the Knight of Pentacles. So again, you know, beginning again. We have the Page of Swords. Look at the pages. So kind of moving beyond the beginning steps. We've got a lot of beginnings here, but we need to bring things to fruition, bring it to culmination, to the point where we have something to pass on. Seven of Swords. Okay, what are you guys seeing here? It would be easier if I had like a specific question. But I mean, we are talking about our creativity here. These are talking to me about intellectual property. Taking care of intellectual property. I'm going to get strangely specific here. about people that I know, so many incredible photographers that are posting their photos on Facebook, and they're absolutely incredible. And I mean, these people are gifted, and there are no watermarks on them anywhere. And when you post these things on Facebook, guess who owns it? Facebook does. So just talking about intellectual property, and you know, this can also talk about that it can be worth something to teach what you know. We don't have to give it all away, right? Six of Wands. That's victory, but the Seven of Swords on the High Priestess here. I think, you know, it can be talking about people lurking in the shadows and people that are there to take advantage. So you do, there's that balance between I have gifts to give and I want to give them. And if you want to make money off of them, there are many ways to do it. You can do it by actually making things to sell. You can do it by teaching others to make things to sell, you know? Because the end here, the Two of Pentacles, talks about juggling of resources and making decisions about things. We have the practical and the inspired. You know, look, if we go, we've got Four Pentacles here. So the Four Pentacles say it's time to get this into form. It's time to begin the manifesting. We have four Wands with the hits that I took. This is about the inspired creativity, bringing expertise and new ideas and getting started with it. And then we have victory. Oh, here's another, we have Five Pentacles. Taking your time, guarding your intellectual property, knowing what to share, possibly sharing things for money. The Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, new source of money and decisions to be made about that. And then we have the Knave of Swords and the Seven of Swords. Learning new things. This is the intellectual new level. And really also, you know, this can talk about being willing to pay somebody for the things that we want to learn. I can't tell you how grateful I am to YouTube for these free, wonderful resources. But I will also tell you that I've spent money and will continue to spend money to buy patterns on Etsy, like for these earrings, you know, but just buy a pattern and $2-3 maybe, and you are supporting someone else's ideas. So we make sure that that wheel keeps turning. And then we have the World and the High Priestess. So bringing it to fruition, it is time now to actually make it real, make it part of the world. And High Priestess, we can infuse our spirit in these things, you know. And I still want another one on her. And look, we get the Five of Pentacles, lots of Pentacles. So again, heavy on the Pentacles, time to get your hands on the tools and make them work. And only one cup, and that's 10 of Cups. So we're not necessarily doing things just for the emotional satisfaction. Now we're ready to bring it into physical manifestation and into something we can put our hand to. Okay, and here goes Tavia. Yay! Okay. Beck, hey! I'm so glad you're here, sweetie. Okay, let's see. Fifth is sex for fun. For excitement. It's the romance part. It's romance and sex, not the committed relationship of the 7th house. Mercury in the 5th is flirty. Ooh, yeah! In Aries, it's brave. Looks like, come on, baby, light my fire. That's awesome. That's awesome, though. I love it, Tavia. Yeah, it's passion, but I mean that the Mercury is the intellect. Flirty, you know, kind of like verbal competition or combat, you know, going back and forth with somebody. Ha ha ha, isn't this fun play? Okay, let's see who's up next. Where are you? All right, who's up next? I have 1, 2, 5, and 6. 5. Grimalkins. Right. Ooh, hold up. And this deck actually shuffles quite well, so. I left somebody behind. All right. Now, sexuality and play, witty repartee. There's the word I was looking for. Repartee. Okay. Oh, they're floating off the top. Here comes another one. Here comes another one. That's only going to hit the hardcore Monty Python fans. Comes another one. They want me to go again. All right, now we're coming off the top. Let's see who we got here. Justice. Amen. And the Ace of Wands upside down. That one flew and turned itself around. So Ace of Wands, a repeat. Knight of Cups. All right. Okay. I'm going to turn this just to make life easy. So Justice talks about bringing things into equilibrium. It talks about justifying, bringing them into alignment. Equilibrium and alignment are the words that I'm getting there, because I'm staying away from political. But in general, for the collective, things are realigning. And, you know, in order to realign things, you got to know that they're out of whack, right? That they're out of alignment. And the farther they are out of alignment, the harder it is to get them back in, and thus all the upheaval we are going through. But Ace of Wands comes up again, saying it's time to light the fire. It's time to get it started. It's time to, you know, I'm getting a vision of a torch held up so you can see where you're going, to light the path. I'm seeing this path here. And holding up that, you know, lighting the fire in order to light the path forward. And Knight of Cups here says, what do you have to bring to the picture emotionally? What emotional impact is this having on you? All right, let's keep going and see what we got. The Empress, 8 of Swords, and 7 of Pentacles. 8 of Swords in the center is warning us about things that keep us mentally trapped. Justice and the Empress over here are reminding us that the universal justice makes sure that there is enough for everyone. But the mental traps, the mental binds that we get ourselves into, those are the things that make us knock everything out of whack by not giving people equal access to what the universe freely gives in great abundance, enough for everyone. 7 of Pentacles says we got to reassess. We have to reassess it. And I think when we look at the emotional impact that things are having, then we can reassess what we've managed to manifest and say, is this really what I wanted? 3 of Wands, Death, and the Queen of Swords. Ooh, okay. So 3 of Wands is launching, sending it out into the world. And then we have Death and Queen of Swords. Let me look at the lines here. So we had Justice and the Empress and the 3 of Wands. So with the motivation to bring things into alignment, we tap into the abundance principle. We have enough and to share, and it's time to launch take the resources that we have and launch this next phase, or launch into it. Then we had, okay, the Ace of Wands. So we get started with inspiration, but then we run into this mental trap. I can't do it. We run into the negative messages. I can't do it. I'll never accomplish it. I'm not good enough. But what about them? They're better than me. All that kind of stuff that keeps us bound in our minds and that limits this boundless creativity, you know, Empress next to it. So Death card comes down here. It's time for those voices to shut the fuck up. It is time for us to tell those voices to shut the fuck up, whether we have to write them down on a page every day and fucking burn it every day. Bring it out, bring it out. Make it conscious, write it down, burn it down. Get all of those messages, and every time you hear yourself calling yourself an idiot or calling yourself stupid or saying, I don't have any talent compared to, turn it around. It's time to turn it around. Okay. Knight of Cups. I'm going to read Knight of Cups here. Oh, the Knight of Cups, he bears his heart and soul the minute you meet and draws you in with lovey-dovey visions for a future together. However, this fanciful fellow, as alluring as he is, will eventually reveal his other side just as suddenly, one that is moody, overbearing, and over-emotional. The energy of the Knight of Cups, when used for good, will help you get your groove back. When you open your heart, show others without fear your emotions, and take life by the horns, something magical will spark. Love and imagination will fuse, and before long you will feel as though you are the lead character in some steamy romance novel. So this is saying passionate, open-hearted, imaginative, sensitive. So again, the qualities that we bring, what sensitivities do we bring? Okay, and I'm going to look at the Queen of Swords too. She really shows up to me always as the woman that has sort of pushed her emotions aside and looks at things more intellectually. Playing by the rules, honest and direct, unpretentious. So yes, no hidden emotional agendas with her. And then we have the Ten of Wands. We had the Ten of Cups before. The Ten of Wands talks about oppression, too much. Okay. So we assess the emotional impact of things. We assess our material, what we've managed to actually manifest, bring into form. And Queen of Swords says we are absolutely unafraid to criticize ourselves, but it's not this voice. It's not that abusive voice. It's, here's what I like about what I did. Here's what I would change if I did it again, right? Being very discerning, that's the word I'm looking for. And then Ten of Wands. Gosh, considering these decks all came up with the same cards before, I am not feeling clear tonight. Ten of Wands talks about, too much of a load, carrying too much of a load. So that's one of the things we have to assess as well. Is, I have all these great ideas. Am I going to have fun bringing them to fruition? And as soon as you get to the place of feeling like this is too much, I can't handle it, then either you need to reassess or you need to bring somebody else in. Okay. Odd readings. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel odd. I do. Okay, another version of Come On Baby Light My Fire. Yes, true. Very true, Samantha. So I guess that's just me, I'm expecting these big spiritual and it's not that way. That is what it is. It's play. It's play night. So I'm the one taking things too seriously. Who's up next? Number one. No? Yes. And that is Wild Woman. All right. Someday I'd like to get out a bunch of decks and have a shuffle off to find out which of my decks is my very favorite to shuffle. All right. 3, please. Oops. Rise of the Inner Warrior, Solidarity, and I will tell you that both times I asked this deck, I got the same card, and it was self-development. Okay, this deck is kind of bent. Didn't like that. Okay, Rise of the Inner Warrior, Solidarity. Oh, and looky here, Bastet and Sekhmet in the center. The lion and the cat. Yes, they heard us. And Morana, goddess of death. There's death again. Solidarity, ferocious femininity, and death. All right. Wow. So the more serious side of this is talking about the way we talk. I mean, Aries is ruled by Mars. So Aries certainly has some vavum to it and some sexuality to it. It's Mars ruling Scorpio that brings in the actual sex part. But Aries is, you know, is passion, is libido. So looking at how we talk about our libido and our sexual play and in our romances. I found a website. What was it called? It's OMG Yes. Is it .com? I will tell you in just a second. Okay. OMGYes.com. And it is a site that has talked to thousands and thousands and thousands of women about what feels good to them. And there are, I think you can pay, you know, there's a paywall, but there are videos and all kinds of stuff for women to learn about their own sexuality, about their own orgasmic ability, and find the language to share that with their partner. So people can stop having shitty sex. I can't imagine. But, you know, we aren't taught how to talk about it. So this, too, is about how to talk about our passions and our needs and what feels good and what triggers us romantically and passionately and sexually. And being able to talk about it in that playful way, in a playful mood, but specifically as well. This is a new level. You know, generations of people have gone without this skill, without this ability. And so, you know, there have been books, Joy of Sex, and, you know, everything you always want to know about sex. That it really didn't, you know, not really an instruction manual. But when, this is like the first time that I know of, where women have been interviewed about it, and it's a massive research project, and they see what, you know, the different types of orgasms, the different types of women, you know, we're all different, and we all have different capabilities, and even within us, many different ways within, you know, one person. So I found that fascinating. Okay. So Rise of the Inner Warrior, Solidarity. So let's veer off the sex for a second here. But the Justice card with Grimalkins is talking about what's happening in the codifying of women's sexuality, of people's sexuality. You know, this gender binary stuff, and looking at how we're having conversations about these things, and those things are getting codified into law. But this is calling us to solidarity in the fight that we're in now, particularly in the US, around reproductive rights. around bodily autonomy. And we are being called one state after another to stand up against these fucking old men and these deluded old women or young women. You know, I don't know, they're traumatized. Somebody hurt them. Oh, that's all I know. But solidarity is certainly what we are called to in this Lionsgate. And Bastet and Shekhemet, ferocious femininity, are coming out saying that we've got to, you know, we need to learn these languages even if we're not actively sexual anymore, because we want to strip away the shame and the denial and the toxicity that has just been layered onto our bodies and our sexuality. And it's going to take the lionesses to stand up and roar and shake those walls down. And then Bastet is there to bring the play. And now I'm thinking about all those those two aces of wands, you know, very penile energy. The Robin Hood deck, the ace of wands in that deck leaves absolutely nothing to, you know, gee, I wonder if that's what they're depicting. She has this big wand and these two sunflowers. It's great. So I'm thinking about that. And at any rate, let's continue over here. Morana, goddess of death. Give me liberty or give me death. And unfortunately, with these laws, last reading I said I was going to stay away from political, but here I am. How can you not? The political is personal. The personal is political. It's true. But the laws that are being, you know, the anti-LGBTQ laws and the anti-abortion laws, let's call it anti-reproductive autonomy laws, are going to kill people. That's all there is to it. Okay, I want to read. Read and take a breath. Yep, being self-conscious makes us freeze. Letting that go to be those powerful. Ooh, that's very interesting. Being self-conscious makes it, yeah, absolutely. Aphrodite's Daughters is a book of women's sexual stories. So yeah. Yes, wow. And the it's kind of like Spiritual Midwifery is a book that I think every woman should read, especially every woman that's pregnant, you know, because first of all, it's a manual on birthing babies, you know, and but it just takes the mystery out of it. You know, when I was pregnant back in 1977, I didn't do a childbirth class then, or did I? I think I did, but I have so blocked it. Oh my God, I can see me sitting in the room, but I've really blocked it. But what those classes did was teach you how to be a good compliant patient and let your doctor decide what was going to happen and how, you know. But reclaiming our birthing processes, reclaiming the details, the explicit details of our sexuality and sharing our stories is how we fight against death. Then we have Yemaya, Mother of All, Divine Care. There's that spirituality. Blessed Yule is hope. And the Fairy Queen, protection. So these are talking about where our wild woman, where that Lionsgate fierceness needs to be applied. And it is in service to the goddess and all of her manifestations on earth. Everyone that's walking around carrying her face. So we have divine care, there is hope, and we have protection. That's the best thing that we could hear. The best thing that we could hear. And I mean, the election we had yesterday, and if you don't know, what they were trying to do is say, first of all, last year, they outlawed August elections. The Republicans that run things here outlawed August elections because they said too many people are on vacation. It's not fair. Who's on vacation? The people that can afford it. Who's home to vote? The majority. And so what do? They call this special August election to say that rather than a 50% plus one simple majority to to get an amendment to the Constitution passed, we would have to have 60%. And then they threw in this jimmy that if even one county says no, it's no, that it has to pass in all 88 counties. So they tried to pull a big one, and we said, fuck no. And it was resounding. Even in Portage County, deep red Portage County, where I live, it was like 56%, you know, or I think it was higher, like 58%. So to 42. So resoundingly defeated, as is happening in other states. So I think that was a wonderful message of hope that if we just stay wild and keep speaking up. All right. We have Cat's Eye and Deep, Dark, and Dangerous to go. And there we go, number 6. Okay. Okay, let's see. Samantha says, my mom was a public health nurse in the 50s and she saw more than one case or had to tend to somebody after they'd been to a backdoor butcher. Oh my God. I know, Samantha. It's tragic. And yes, we were and are so close, but I'm starting to really get the hope that we're standing up now, and they have to start dying sometime. Indeed, lioness ancestors, Shekhemet, Shekhemet, Shekhemet. I'm gonna shuffle one more time. Yeah, I think the oracles really came out swinging tonight. And I mean, maybe that's what the tarots really had to say, is we have to acknowledge the things that we have lost and the things that we've almost lost. We're coming to the brink again and again and again, and pulling back again and again and again. And that's that ferocious femininity, is that, just being willing to go again and again, and also just going in waves, in waves. Happens in one state, everybody supports them, then it happens in another state. It's just, we have to stay vocal. Things are getting shot down in court, like the Texas ban on abortion. It's been said now that this does not apply to women who are having complications. So, all right. We have choice. Do we? We have cycles. We have regeneration. Wow. Okay. So, talking about the cycles that we've been through, and look at just the cycles with what we're talking about here with, the women's movement in the 60s and 70s, and how it seemed like we got so far, with women being able to have a credit card in their own name. Just things that, the pill. I mean, the pill was a huge one, that's for sure. So the cycle is coming around again here about choice. And regeneration is what's happening. But regeneration means there's a new generation that's dealing with this now. And they were raised in an entirely different world than we were. My children were sitting in front of the computer playing Winnie the Pooh when they were 1. And Morgana was playing little zoo games and, all these great learning games. And I wasn't doing that. We were doing speed drills in addition in school. And so regeneration is not just something dying and being born again. Regeneration here to me is saying that we get regenerated because there's a whole new crop of women that do not have the same shame hangover that we do. They don't have the same toxic, like, codependency and need that was drilled into us to have a heterosexual partnership. You know, people are learning how to truly be who they are. So it's regenerating. We have mirror, fetch, and banshee, grief. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is Valkyrie, by the way, and this is Jormungandr, Midgard serpent, and that's the Hydra. So regeneration, the Hydra, you cut off one head and a whole bunch more grow in its place. So for every woman that has had to go through these things in the past, there are now 100 or 1,000 women that are ready to stand up so that it doesn't happen to another woman. And mirror and grief here, we both need to, whichever generation we're in, we both need to look into that mirror and see each other, you know, and acknowledge, from the younger to the older, acknowledge that, you know, we really were steeped in toxic patriarchy. We didn't have an alternative when we were very young. There was not an alternative to that. Fortunately, I was born late enough that, you know, I got better messages through my developmental years. And we need to look in the mirror of our younger women and see ourselves there. If we had the same opportunities and the same bullshit, we would be expressing ourselves the same way they are. So acknowledge that we are the same. We mirror each other. But look at our contexts, our upbringing, our training. Those are vastly different. But we still need the same things, and we need to be able to acknowledge each other. And then grief is saying, you know, you see these things come across Facebook, and it's like, you know, all these things that say people are abusing their kids by spanking them, and I turned out, okay, my parents did this, and I respect, and it's like, wow, no. You did not deserve abuse, child. You did not deserve to get hit. And that's not, you know, that's not fucking healthy. So if we can, rather than making ourselves feel okay about the abuse we've suffered, when we can look in the mirror and listen to other people's stories, we can acknowledge that we too have suffered and what the nature of that was, and then get around to grieving it. And then at the end, holy shit, you guys. Hiya, Shekhemet. The Erinyes. This is vengeance at the bottom here. Well, mirror, grief, vengeance. Cycles. So what is our vengeance? Voting them the fuck out of office. Spilling all their toxic stories. Refusing to keep their secrets. You know, that's vengeance. I could go on a rant right now, and I'm not going to, but that surprises me. You know, vengeance is about the past. It's about getting back. I want to take vengeance and focus it forward. We will make, our vengeance can be, we will make sure there is no longer a place for you or your ideas. We can become so ferocious about what we speak up about that it spreads, it normalizes, it grows deep, deep roots. And a new culture grows in which there is no room for your shit. There is no room for any of this. Outcast, you are outcast. You know, shunning is a wonderful thing. that ancient societies used to do when somebody just would not be a good citizen and would not get along with others, you know, and was doing harm. They could be shunned. Everybody would just, you know, ostracize. We do not acknowledge your presence. Freeze them out. To me, that's the worst kind of vengeance. Is just, you are now irrelevant. You know? And is there any worse vengeance for somebody that is greedy and power hungry? No, there isn't. To be irrelevant? No. No worse vengeance. But that surprises me. Surprises me, and it kind of delights my Plutonian brain. Because, yeah, sometimes you have to clean up the mess afterwards, right? Sometimes it's not about, you know, oh, it's all right. It's all right. Let's all move on now. Now, we had remember kindness in the beginning, and yes, we want to remember kindness, but not to the ones that have caused great, great harm. Compassion, but, you know, they have accountability. Right. Oh! Cards are mesmerizing to watch being shuffled. Really? Is it, oh, because of the red? Because of the gilding? I wasn't looking at the screen while I was shuffling. All right, more goodies. Here we go. Oh, sorry, kids. I'm doing it again, whether you want to or not. One more, and then we cut. And we cut and go off the top. Oh, I'm going to have to shuffle them again to see that. All right, wait. Let me shuffle them again. All right. Can I shuffle them while looking at the screen? Cool. Just had to look. Dragon. Treasure. Okay. All right. Now. They're telling me to do this 7-card pyramid spread. So that's what I'm going to do. This was a spread that came from the Classic Tarot Spreads book. Hey, hold on. Okay. All right, we're done. 1, 5, 6, 7. Oops. So we do 7 cards, and then this is the first one that's turned because it tells what the reading is about. And I was asking, oh, wait. So this should be here, and this should be here, but we're going to keep you. And he tried to come off too. All right. So we have the spread is past, present, near future, environment around you, hopes and fears and outcome. All right. So I was asking about Lionsgate. Tell us what this is all about. The High Priestess. So it is about connecting with our power, going deep, going inside, connecting with the magic, knowing how it works, and working it. Again, they are talking to me personally, and they have every right to. 3 of Cups in the past. Celebrations, sharing together, good times. Death. Okay, 2 tarot decks. One of them was an oracle that came out with the death card. in the present. Things are changing. Things specifically, not changing, things are ending. Things are ending. And the Fool. And what happens when we finally let go of those things that we are clinging so tightly to because we don't know what's going to replace them and what it's going to look and feel like? What happens when we let go, when we take the leap of faith, when we let it fall, when we give it a decent burial? What happens is a new beginning. Ah, yay! I found the hair that has been tickling my back in the inside of this shirt. Okay. This is the environment. 4 of Swords. Wounded and resting. We've taken some hits. Things are in recovery right now. We're trying to recover from actual illness or from just, cultural illness, collective illness. Hopes and fears, the 8 of Swords. Well, there we go with the 8 of Swords again. And that is a reminder that the fears that we're carrying, we need to look at them. Are they really fears? Are these things really things to be afraid of? Sorry, I keep fidgeting, I know. 'Tis the way I am wired. But, when we have the fear hit us, it's time to look at it and really look at it hard in the face. Okay, is that actually going to happen? And if it seems like there's a damn good chance, like with this vote we had yesterday, it's a vote. It could go either way. Ask, is it happening now? Yes, maybe it could happen. But do I want to generate emotions over what could happen? Or do I want to say, is this happening now? Keep a hold of my emotional self in this moment. And, focus on gratitude and abundance and even going back to better times in order to keep a positive mindset. Because when a fear card shows up in hopes and fears, it says that we've got a lot of fear going on. The outcome is the Ace of Swords. Ooh-wee. Okay, so you know what the Ace of Swords is for me. That a new beginning comes because of what we cut away, what we let go of, what we eliminate, what we say no to. But we end on an ace. And okay, this is the second card that tried to come up in the hopes and fears category. The 9 of Swords. Anxiety, fear and anxiety. So in the hopes and fears, we've got fear and anxiety, and we just need to keep a vigilant eye on how much we are generating and why. Are we generating a lot of fear because we're, one-on-one engaged with this shit? Or are we generating a lot of fear because I'm watching the news of other countries and all the shit they've got going on that I have no control over, So when we find the fear and the anxiety keeping us trapped, that 8 of Swords says it makes us feel like we're trapped. It's time to really say those out loud. Mercury in Aries is about courageous speech and courageous thoughts. So say it out loud. I'm just afraid this could happen. All right, it could, but is it? And what are all the other things available that will keep this from happening in order to talk back to that fear? And this one was trying to come out too for the outcome, King of Pentacles. Ace of Swords, King of Pentacles. All right, so cut things away, lighten your load, know that you had the ability to manage resources, to keep yourself, together. I do want to say that just as like a general global thing, there's so much going on weather-wise, so much going on, so much change happening. Farmer's Almanac is saying that we, where I am, are in for a harsh winter. So prepare. Again, if you've been, I feel so bad for the good people in Texas that are living in hell But you know, it's very tempting to believe in the Abrahamic God and think that he's really pissed off at Texas and has decided to pitch them into hell while they're still alive for allowing this shit to happen there. Because I know there are good people. There are good people everywhere. So, but when good people get complacent, bad things happen. So anyway, just that King of Pentacles again is talking about just making sure you have what you need, just in case. I've been harping on this for a while, in case the power goes out for an extended period of time, in case, you know, can you cook in an alternative way? Do you have another way to prepare something if you don't have power? Just having your plan, you know, having your go bag, which I don't have yet, but we're working on it, so that you can weather little upsets better. But in order to do that and prepare, you have to acknowledge what the potential is and what the upsets can be. So, but the High Priestess at the top there is saying, you know, you already know what you need to do. Tap in, be honest, let the veil fall away. Let yourself be honest about the things that are really stressing you out. Be willing to let go of the things that need to go so that the new beginning can come, with the Fool here and the Ace of Swords here. I want to do another reading with this deck. This deck seems very happy tonight. That's the cat's eye. No, I guess I will put those cards back in the deck. Hee hee hee. Tee hee hee hee. Of course it was Dragon, yes. Yeah, you know, and that Deep, Dark, and Dangerous deck, I mean, it's got that vibe to it, but it's not a, you know, it's not a gloomy, morose, awful deck at all. And speaking of morose and gloomy decks, I just found out something today. I came across my Facebook feed. There's this website called Any Means Necessary, and they have posters and all kinds of things, but they have a tarot deck, and it is morose and gloomy. It's black and white, but the art is fabulous. And I sent it to Tam and Bug, and Bug said, oh, we went and saw a show from this artist. And I'm like, wait, what? And I got on the website and looked, and they're in Akron. So I can actually go buy that deck directly from them without shipping. And that's good, because it's an expensive deck. Anyhow. Let's see. One a mole. And this time I'm doing another pyramid. That was fun. It's a great little reading. I used to do, I used to do that reading when we'd go, what was it, Mystic Mondays, Samantha and Darcy? We used to go up to Kent State in the Student Center, and there was one afternoon a week where we'd sit up there and do readings. And this pyramid was a very quick, to the point reading to do. Okay. Queen of Wands, there she is again. All right, we are the boss of what we choose to make this world into. You know, creativity is actually about your world. You know, there's nothing observed without the observer. And we bring our own everything to this world that we build in our mind. Queen of Wands says, are you doing this consciously? Are you consciously creating? Or are you just following the vibe and, woo, this is fun, hey, we'll do this? Or is there a plan? Are you conscious about it? That's what I'm getting from her. In the past, we have the Chariot. Moving forward, feeling like we're in control, and in the present is the Tower. So we're talking about just sort of how much control we feel we have. And the near future is Five of Pentacles. Okay. We're coming up on some stress. Environment around, Nine of Swords. Oi. Hopes and fears, Three of Swords. And Ten of Wands at the end. Again, Ten of Wands at the end. Okay, let's go back here. Three of Wands. That's the second time for that one tonight. So we need to be very conscious about what we are launching, which is to say, because I'm conscious of that High Priestess that was there last time, what ideas are we sending out into the world? What pronouncements and judgments are we sending out into the world? Here's how it is. How do we shape our world with just the way we think about it and the way we move through it? Because all these passionate ideas we have, the things we decide to act on, that comes into manifestation. That steers the world. It launches a cycle. All right, let's see. Five of Pentacles, Nine of Swords and Three of Swords. So the environment around is stressed. The environment around is scary. Look at this poor kitty. I don't know how well you can see him. And I have it on fixed focus, so I can't bring it up close for you to see him. Don't know if that'll work. No, it won't. But there's this little kitty hiding under the bed. And he's very scared and he's very anxious. So the environment around is duck and cover. I want to say here as well that I have a friend that works for the health department in Summit County, which is a much bigger county than Portage. And she works in monitoring COVID cases and monitoring diseases and stuff. And one of the things they do to determine how things stand is they test wastewater. They test what comes out of our toilets for viruses, and they can see what's peaking. And she said that COVID cases are on the rise. It's not gone, even though we've sort of forgotten about it. COVID cases are on the rise. Somebody asked her about another booster, and she said they haven't decided yet. Things are going to, kind of going back and forth. And I think a lot of it's because people just pushed back so hard. But anyway, that atmosphere of fear around us, and it's not unwarranted. It certainly is not unwarranted. And to go to the extreme things, this year was the first year my son and his partner did not go to any Pride events. And it makes me so sad. But I was very glad when he said, yeah, we're not doing anything, because Ohio has this concealed carry. Anybody can carry a fucking gun. Why would you want to make a target of yourself like that? So anyway, there's that environment. Hopes and fears is that our fears are going to come true. All right. The Tower, the Chariot, and the Tower. Star. Okay, so Five of Pentacles is talking about issues with resources, certainly. Feeling left out in the cold. So if we can look at this on a monetary level, or we can look at it as just feeling like, left out in the cold. All this stuff is rocking and rolling, and our society can kind of decide who belongs and who doesn't. But, that's another fear. Five of Pentacles is that, we're going to have crises, and with inflation and everything, money issues and money worries. But the Star there says there is hope there as well. And let's find out what it says about all these other ones. The Nine of Pentacles answers the Nine of Swords. Okay, so you're hiding under the bed because you're worried about what's out there. Go back in your house and make sure your doors are secure. Make sure everything is safe. Maximize the safety of your environment is the answer to that. And the answer to the Three of Swords and hopes and fears is Knight of Swords. We can stand up for ourselves. There are those who will stand up for us. Some of us do have good politicians. Sherrod Brown is an excellent senator in Ohio. And then the Ten of Wands. The Eight of Pentacles answers the Ten of Wands. Okay, so what happens when we're carrying too much of a load and we're oppressed? We're going to teach the younger ones how to pick up the tools and do what we do. We're going to spread the tasks around. We're going to learn a new way of handling things that doesn't just say, I'll do it all myself. Wow. Okay, I want to take the Chariot too here. The Ace of Wands here is again. All right, so the Chariot, getting launched, things getting started, go, go, go in the past. And then kaboom, the moon. Oh, okay. So this is a broader scope of things, looking at, you know, when we were forging ahead, the early days of the internet, you know, the Bill Clinton era, the Obama years when things got good, you know, and things are getting better, marriage equality, yeah, kaboom. And what brought this in? The moon, the neurosis, collective neurosis, the lying liars. But there is hope. We choose to stay hopeful against this choosing of who's in and who's out. Judgment. Oh, man. Inevitable change. Inevitable change. Wow. Alrighty, I'm glad I gave this deck another go. It's a good one, this Cat's Eye. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I see comments. Field trip. Okay, what was I talking about? Oh, that deck. Yeah, field trip. I say. It's on South Main Street in Akron. They called the place the Nest. Oh, Mystic Mind. Yeah, I mean, the first couple times I did it, it was in the Nest. And then I was out in the big, you know, the big area, the open area. Chariot, black or white, left or right. You will always choose with sight, so choose. Yeah. See, Chariot to me, and yes, that is which way do I go? Is exactly that. There's a choice of ways ahead of you. Which way are you going? But with that comes the reminder that you are in fact in the driver's seat. Although in the Chariot, you know, the Wade Smith Chariot, the charioteer is not holding the reins. Not holding the reins. So you could look at that and say, so as you think, so you go. You know, your thoughts are what's taking you there. That was the Knight of Swords. All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. I'm so glad I finally made it, and I do intend to be here every damn week. Six of Wands, I get the victory card and the Six of Cups on that. Yay! Anyhow, let me bigger myself now. What did I say I was gonna? Oh yeah, I remember. I said I was going to show you my necklace. I don't know how well you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. So the black beads are matte black. The goddess is made of these, it's called jet black iris. So it's jet black beads with an iridescent coating. And there is every color of the rainbow, and they're spectacularly beautiful. And I don't think you can see, I'm going to take it off so I'm curious what it's going to look like close up on camera. Oh, and I also have fixed focus on this, but there you can see the colors. And then it's just a white moon that if you have light behind it, you can really see the light come through. You're not going to be able to see it, but I've just been making many goddesses. Here, I'll show you some. You want to see some? Do you want to see some goddesses? Yes, I'm so happy you guys showed up. All right, hold on. Let me go grab a couple more goddesses and show you. Okay. So this is the one that I've been wearing for a long time, and I made earrings to go with her, slightly smaller. And then I made, I think you've seen her before, the fiery goddess. And then, let's see, I made her. These beads are called bronze plum, and they're just amazing. Another iridescent one. Then I made the purple twins. She has a silver moon. It's so bright you can't see. Then I made this rainbowy blue and white, and I put some fringe on her, but I'm not that crazy about it because I used Fireline instead of nylon thread, and so they're stiff. So I might cut that fringe off because it's separate. And I made this lovely green goddess. And then I went dark. Now, I don't know how well you can see. Oh, you can. Do you see that the goddess is matte black, but the moon is shiny black? With hematite around her, and that's got hematite and tourmaline. So they all have little gems on them. Hematite and tourmaline. This one has moonstone and green fluorite. These two have, this is moonstone and amethyst, and this is freshwater pearl and amethyst. The blue ones were iolite, carnelian, aventurine, and green fluorite. And then I went white on white. I don't know how well you can see her, but she is fucking glorious. Yeah, she's too, you can see the goddess. You can see her much easier in person. Wait a minute. Nope, wrong. Nope. That's what I wanted to do. There, you can see her a little bit better. But she is so, she's just so wonderful. And that's freshwater pearl and moonstone. And then matte black and white and silver. And that's got moonstone and black tourmaline. And then this one, I thought, I was kind of sorry when I started making it because I thought this isn't going to be very pretty and it doesn't really read, but it does. So I have these brown iridescent ones and garnet and a gold moon. But I didn't put a stone on her because I'm not sure how much I like her or how much anybody else is going to like. But I don't have to like her, you know? She's a goddess. I love her. Anyway. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out. You love the Purple Twins. Oh, thank you, Laura. Yes, icicles. I was going for water dripping, but I need long ones, and they need to be nylon thread, so they're very loose. And yeah, water droplets. Thank you, Roxanne. The iridescent brown and red. Yeah, I know someone will love her. There was a reason I made her. I was doing it with amethyst beads first, and that one did not read at all. They were just too close. So anyhow, thanks again for hanging out with me, you guys. I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you next week. That's not the one I want to click. I hope you have an excellent week and that you feel fierce like a lioness. Hi, Leslyn. Thank you for checking in. Thank you, dear. All right. Okay, you guys, I'll see you next week. I'll see you on more unboxings because I got many more decks to unbox. Until then, okay, one of them, here's one I just got today. The Big Thoth. All right. I love you all. Take care. Hit the like on your way out, please, and subscribe if you have not. There are ways to support the channel down below, but you support the channel just by being here, and I appreciate every bit of it. All right, you guys, see you next time. Blessed be.